The volume of a shape is the amount of water or the amount of gas that the shape could hold if you poured it into the shape as a container. To find the volume of a cuboid, we need to do length of the cuboid times width of the cuboid times the height of the cuboid. It doesn't matter which order you do this in, but you do need to do that to work out the volume. For example, if I want to find the volume of this cuboid, I identify that the length is 10 centimeters, the width is 4 centimeters, and the height is 2 centimeters. And I just like to call them L, W, and H, so that the volume V is length times width times height. So I could just do 10 times 4 times 2. Now I don't know how to multiply three numbers at the same time, so what I would do first is 10 times 4, which is 40, and then multiply by 2, which gives me 80. So the volume is going to be 80 centimeters cubed. You might need to find the volume of a cube. It's very similar. All I need to do here is identify that the length, width, and height are all the same. So the volume is going to be 2 times 2 times 2, which we should know is 8 centimeters cubed. This is just the same as 2 cubed. Remember, when we looked at cube numbers, 2 cubed is 8. You might get a reverse question. So if we look here, the volume of the cuboid is 225 centimeters cubed. And we want to find the width of the cuboid. We always start the same way that we did before. We start with the formula length times width times height, and we substitute in what we know. I know that the length is 15. I don't know the width, so I'm just going to say times W. I know that the height is 3, so I'll say times 3. And the result of this is 225. Now on the left hand side I've got 15 times W times 3, which I can do as 15 times 3. So 15 times 3 is 45, and then I'm timesing by W, and that will give me 225. Now to get W on its own, I need to divide by 45. It is the opposite of timesing by 45. So W is 225 divided by 45. And you can work that out on your calculator with a bus stop, and you'll end up with 5. So the width has got to be 5 centimeters. And you can check this. If I do 15 times 5 times 3, that's the same as 15 times 15, which you might remember is 225, 15 squared, which gives us what we started with. So that means the width needs to be 5 centimeters. You might also get a similar question with a cube. Now, you might be a bit confused here because you're thinking, well, I need to have a number now which I times by itself 3 times, and this time I need to get 64. But think about your cube numbers. The fourth cube number is 64. So in fact here, the length of one of the sides needs to be 4, because 4 times 4 times 4 gives me 16 times 4, which is 64. So the length of one of the sides needs to be 4 centimeters. Here are some questions for you to try. Please pause the video now and have a go, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers. For question B, we want the area, remember, of one of the faces of the square. So you should notice that one of the sides is 5 centimeters, because 5 times 5 times 5, or 5 cubed, is 125. So that means the length of one of the sides is 5. So to work out the area, you need to do 5 times 5, which is 25 centimeters squared.